morning and welcome to A&E TV. Today we're joined for morning coffee by Harmeek Singh. Harmeek Singh is the founder of Plan B Group. He's also the Strategy and Marketing Director of the UAE Athletics Federation, and he's the chairman of Dubai Women's Run and Women of Substance. Good morning, Harmeek.
Morning, Lindsay.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And to kick things off, can you talk us through your morning routine?
My morning routine is very different from others. It's not planned at all. So like any other person who gets it very planned, mine is very different because come from an industry which is not planned at all. My morning actually at times begins in the morning, or my night ends in the morning. So yeah, it's a different routine. But normally the routine is that I get up with my morning tea, have a little cardio, look at what the world is going through with the news, just look her up, check some emails, and just have a little bit of a relaxing time with beginning with something as music, and then I'm ready, all ready for the battle.
Cool. And we're going to talk a little bit about Dubai Women's Run. So can you tell me why you decided to take that on and how's it been received so far?
Dubai Women's Run has got a history. It was in its 7th year when I was working with the Athletic Federation, and President Ahmed Kamali was looking at something where probably we had reached the ceiling, and he was looking at that if there was anything that I was interested, because I've been working with him, back-ending with certain things which is to do with strategy for the team, but then again also I've got good experience back-ending and working with the Dubai Marathon for 10 to 12 years. So I understand the market, how it was, and also looking at how the society was looking at a woman's platform. So I saw a lot of potential when it comes down to the biggest sporting platform for women in the region, and looking at giving a platform for people to connect. So I was very keen on it actually. So I looked it from a perspective that this can grow into more than just a run, more than just one day that people come together. And 2017 saw us make it to another level. 2018 was a big high for us, with everybody looking at it from the perspective of how it has gone into a community angle now.
Okay. And how do you think it's helping to empower women?
We apparently had thought about this, where empowerment is something that is used and abused a lot. And a lot of times when people take that as a terminology, they don't even know what they're talking about. For me, women empowerment has been a key feature where from the part of the world that I come from. So I see that women equality has definitely something that makes a healthy society. I have my faith, Sikhism, which from the beginning has women as equals. So I have that embedded in me. So we figured out a run is just a one-day event. How do we make a community platform? How do we actually make sure that we as men as well come together and make sure that we are supporting the women in our lives? And we initiated the concept of Women of Substance, which again was thought over, very well featured, where we discussed what is that we want to achieve out of that. So we created that platform where women who have achieved out of nowhere and have been successful and have made it, have been fighters, to have a platform where they can share their knowledge. So women to connect with other women and the society. Knowledge transfer was one key issue. We wanted to have mentorship to be introduced so that we make sure that it has been transferred in a way that opportunities have been provided by people who have made it. And we then looked at the diversification towards creating a pool where successful entrepreneurs and corporates, which is on the cards now, are going to come on the pool where how the market is going across right now to create and generate employment as well. So all in all, then it has gone beyond just a run and just a one-day event.
Okay. And the Women of Substance, you just mentioned that. What can we expect to see coming up from that this year?
Women of Substance, we have started our sessions of knowledge transfer with the Women of Substance that were been chosen last year. Now this year we are working towards making the Women of Substance open up for the next season, where we would like to have people to also contribute and create a campaign which is everybody has got somebody in their lives who has created a substance. So we want to create an emotional bond and letting everybody to probably get on the platform and tell who is their woman of substance in their lives. And to make sure that this year, that when we are having the knowledge transfer been initiated already, we create the pool of corporates to come together for employment, and to look at that how we can have initiatives being provided to women to be on the equal platform.
Okay, great. And as we know, you are an entrepreneur. What advice would you give to others that are aspiring to start their business or to move forward with something they want to do?
I think life has been a complete full circle since I times and periods and eras definitely define how you should react and respond. Being an entrepreneur is something that you have to be definitely evolving and adapting to a lot of things that are passed on to you. I feel that anybody who wants to probably be an entrepreneur right now, first of all, has to be positive towards whatever that probably they want to do.
Okay.
The way that people have got the tracks that they choose and they actually change the track very easily is, for me, it's not a focus, it's not a consistent approach, because if things start off in a good way, then it's good. If it's not, I think we should hold on to if what we are, and we should believe in what we do as well. As an entrepreneur, I now have evolved to a point where passion definitely drives me, but I look in what is the market situation when it comes down to what is the gap in the market. A gap in the market is very important for us to address, and any entrepreneur who figures out where there's a gap and they can fill it, they are going to be on a route of success.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, cool. And obviously we know the industry that you're in has changed so much, and similar to what you just mentioned, it's changed so much in the last few decades. How do you keep up with the latest trends and the latest technology and all of the changes that are happening?
See, a lot of research and development that brings in, now the world is a very small place on a click of a button, and whatever is happening, we all figure out regionally, internationally as well. I think it's not something that is uncommon for people to follow the trends. But we've been different when it comes down to coming up with strategies, coming up with solutions which is more regional based. If I'm working in UAE or in the Middle East, then our campaigns or our concepts are providing what is required over here with international standards, or that's something that probably is a new feature that we can introduce, but then again adapting into our region as well. When we do the similar feature in Russia, which we have opened up now, it's going to be a different approach. So I think it is to do with learning. Knowledge sharing is definitely in our industry and everywhere globally as well, but also to looking at that how you can adapt it. It cannot be just pick up off the shelf. It has to be bespoke, has to be looked in that probably what would. So it is an add-on. It's about how creative you are.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what would you say is the biggest challenge that you have today?
I would like to probably just change the question, because I don't think challenges are big or small. It's challenges at the end. How big you make it or how small you actually take it is up to you. So challenges would be always something that makes you keep awake. For me, challenges are like the humps when you're driving on a road. So it always keeps you attentive towards what's happening. I like to have challenges to make myself a better and refined version, but I talk about solutions than challenges. Yes.
And I'm sure you have a lot, but what would you say is your biggest achievement to date?
My biggest achievement, I would consider that it is something which is personal. So when I hear my daughter tell me that I'm proud of you, so I think that's my achievement, that I would go, and any award would not probably have been replaced.
Okay.
So that's something that is close to my heart.
Okay. And what is there you still want to achieve?
I would want to achieve till the time I am working, till the time that I figure out, I would want that this is a homegrown brand, and it has been something that people have been talking as a success story. So when I look at the brand, it's a baby that has grown from strength to strength, and there's a big team that has worked towards this as well. I would want everybody as a team member to be a partner. I would want everybody to probably have a piece, a pie of this as well. I would want that probably what we have done and what we have achieved at the moment, and we are knocking on the global platform. I would like to have this as a global brand. I would like to have that everybody who has been a part of this to get their shares and dues based on that what we have done, for everybody to see that a small dream can actually be realized and can be on the global platform.
Okay. And who's the person that inspires you the most?
Since the time I've come over here, I've seen a lot of people. Like any other child, my father was my hero, still is. But then again, inspiration has been something that I've been taking a lot from His Highness Sheikh Mohammed. I see him, his ways, the way that probably he's managed with what Dubai is today is based on the vision. So he inspires me every time when there is anything that's been thrown at us, Dubai stands out tall.
Okay. And what's the professional motto that you live by?
My professional motto has been about the part where my passion drives me. My professional motto has been that whatever has been delivered, even if it is my 3H policy, still holds on. So it has to be towards the part that we have to be honest towards what we're doing. hard work is definitely something that probably does not be taken away. How hard you work is not about your physical labor, but it's to do with that you have to really be honest about what you're doing. And humility. So whatever that you achieve, stay grounded.
Okay.
And that's the 3H policy that I follow.
Okay. And do you have a personal motto? Is it the same, or do you have something different?
My personal motto has been towards the society, and I've been very keen on since the time that I've seen things come my way. I feel that I'm attracting some of the sectors who come, and I feel that I'm a source. So I try to see what I can do, but then again, I'm trying to create a bigger front where everybody joins in, because the globe at the moment requires a lot of people who talk about togetherness, talk about what we can provide to the society, rather look at that how things are just falling apart. So I definitely am very keen on my personal motto to make some difference. If I have ever get an opportunity in my own smaller way, I try to do that every day.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you could give your younger self one piece of advice, what would you say?
Be a little less aggressive.
And what about if you could tell yourself something 10 years from now, what would you say?
After 10 years, I would like to tell that it was a great ride.
Mm-hmm.
Carry on till I'm passionate about it, and see what life throws at me, because people talk about their retirement. I actually don't want to retire because I think like water, if it gets stagnated, then it's not fresh. I like to move like water, and movement is a sign of life. So till the time that I don't want to retire. I want to have something that I want to do and I'm passionate about.
Okay. And what do you say no to?
I don't know about that. There's the word does not exist. So there's always a yes, and how it is, it's how you have to find out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are you reading a book at the moment?
I've started reading, which is again something that I believe in the philosophy. I'm actually writing a book as well.
Wow.
So the reading part comes along because I feel that there's a big transformation in the globe and the world and the society and the social structure. A lot of key words that are missing. So one of them is gratitude. So I'm reading The Magic at the moment. So I'm probably doing it at my own pace, the way that probably I like to probably realize it. I don't read it, I actually realize it.
Okay.
So gratitude is something that has been mentioned over there, and the positive exercises that you look at, and how it's definitely a way of looking at things. It's the way that you actually look at your perspective changes. So it's the same thing that probably you might look at right now, but if the mindset is positive, how differently you can look at that.
Okay.
So I'm reading that book at the moment, and that's something that is giving me definitely a different route.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then our final question, how would you like the world to remember you?
First of all, if they remember me, that'll be good. There's too many good people and too many things happening. I'm just no one. But if ever anybody would remember, I would like to see that probably I made a little difference in somebody's lives, and I bring a smile to some people's faces. That's it.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Harmeek, thank you so much for joining us.
And Zay, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.